What's up, crew? Welcome back to Libertalia Game Supply. Today, what I have to show you is not something that I built, it's something that somebody else built that absolutely killed me here. So it's a really interesting idea. It's a Snake Eye Gate Guardian deck. I had no idea what I was looking at because I'm not really familiar with how the Snake Eyes work, but I think the idea here is that the Gate Guardian fusion monsters only require them to be on the field, and the Snake Eye cards can put them in the back row face up, thus fulfilling that requirement. And it was a really interesting deck. It messed me up pretty bad. So we'll show you the replay here. We'll swap it so you can take a look. So my opening hand was pretty decent, actually. Like, there's a lot I can do here. And I saw the Diabellstar stuff and kind of figured, like, whatever, we'll see what it's playing with. Out comes the Labyrinth Heavy Tank, and I have no idea what's going on at this point. Also not super familiar with how the Snake Eyes work, so all the summoning's happening, and I'm just trying to keep track of what's going on with, like, negates, because even if he puts up a bunch of big monsters, I got enough of a hand here where I've got plenty of removal and I can put enough negates of my own up. And for the first few card activations, there just wasn't anything that I thought was particularly worrisome. Even the big guys, like, I could play through one negate or two negates with this, but it got really bad really fast. So we'll let the rest of this turn play out here. You can see, here, we'll pause it real quick. So we've got the Wind and Water, which has a negate for a spell or trap, which I have none at the start of this anyway, so it doesn't matter. We've got the IP with plenty of little guys available to, probably make the SP, or I think he ends up making the Appaloosa, so a bunch more negates. The other Gate Guardian fusion doesn't actually really do anything here. He's got the quick play in hand. It's not on the field, so I don't believe it was a threat at that point. And then the field spell doesn't directly do something on my turn, but he does have the shadow guy. So during the damage step, if your opponent battles, or if your opponent's monster battles while you control a Labyrinth Wall card, you can banish this card from your graveyard, destroy that monster. So now he's got what I believe ends up being a 4-material Appaloosa. I think he gets rid of all of these. These two, and this. And then the spell or trap negate. And then if I were to attack, he would just destroy my monster. So I try to play, makes the IP, makes the Appaloosa, and then we get an effect to get the Diabellstar back on the field. There's a ton of back row interaction in this deck, so that was kind of interesting. So I try to activate my Torifu, negate, special summon, try to use the cross, negate. I try to use the back row to pop. It goes through. I use the fractal, negate. Alright, well, I guess I lose then. There's nothing I can do about it. So then, opponent's turn, they'll go through and just essentially they're replaying the whole first turn a second time, putting enough on board. I got nothing. As you can see, there's no interaction here. You could say that's my fault. I do end up making changes to the deck, so if you are curious to see how this deck shaped up, that video was posted just previous to this one, and I lose. So you can check that out. It's built a lot better for going second now, just because I ended up going second a lot. But I did go through and pull out the deck list to take a look at. And this is what it looked like. So it is an interesting looking list. I can't really explain it to you. Obviously, I didn't build it, but you got the triple heavy tank, triple shadow ghoul, one of each of the Gate Guardians, one illusion of chaos with 3 magician souls. I believe this was just to be either link material, or you can make Chaos Angel in this deck. It took me a second to figure out how he was making this. What I think it is you can summon the Thunder and Wind fusion, which is a level 9 light, and then you can put the Magician Soul on board essentially for free, which is a level 1 dark, and then you'd be able to synchro summon the Chaos Angel with all of its effects. I think that's the plan. I believe the Snake Eye stuff is all just meant to put their own stuff in the spell and trap zone in order to make use of the Gate Guardian fusions, and then the Diabellstar engine is fairly straightforward. Then the rest of the deck is kind of built around that. It's fairly limited on hand traps with just the double Ash, double Imperm, but I think that's because the deck did a pretty decent job of setting up enough interaction on the board that the hand traps were less useful. I don't know how well it does going second. I didn't play going second. And then the extra deck did seem like some interesting choices to me. IPSP, I think they're mandatory at this point. The Nightmare Phoenix, I didn't fully understand why that would be here versus like the Unicorn or something, but there must be some reason for it that I'm just not getting. The Typhon is pretty great, and the Typhon is it's similar to, I posted a Spellbook Horus deck that uses the Typhon that you can put over the top of one of the little guys, which I assume they're playing here. If you end up getting stopped, then now you still have something to work with. So I would imagine the idea is that if you get negated while you're using one of these things that don't follow up very well, you just throw the Typhon on top and carry on. But I just thought this was a really interesting deck. It whooped my ass, so I thought it would be interesting to share with all of you. I've never seen this before, so maybe you have. Maybe you are much smarter and better at this game than me. I wouldn't doubt it one bit. If this was you, hats off to you. This was super impressive. I like it a lot. Happy deck building. I will see you guys in the next one. Have a good one. Goodbye.